You saw our website, you know generally what it is that we do. Okay.
Welcome back to Recap IT. Today we are going to recap a 2012 drama movie titled About Cherry. A teenager takes the money she earned for a photo shoot and runs away to San Francisco, where she attracts the attention of both a lawyer and a lesbian porn director. She ends up doing things she later regrets, and story gets much more complicated from here on. But before we begin, please consider subscribing to this channel. Now, without wasting any further time, let's begin, shall we? We see a girl named Angelina at the start of the film, who is only 18 years old. Angelina is a student who also works part-time in a laundromat. Because Angelina's father is a low-income earner and her mother is an alcoholic. Angelina Jolie is Angelina's younger sister, whom she adores. Angelina's best friend, Andrew, is also a family member, and Andrew adores Angelina. Angelina Jolie, on the other hand, regards Andrew as a good friend. Andrew goes to a bar one day to drop Angelina. Angelina notices her boyfriend Bobby, the guitarist, at the bar. Then, later that night, Angelina joins Bobby at his home, where the two become intimate. Angelina is then advised by Bobby to have a naked photo shoot done in order to get money, because she was attractive, and then Bobby informs her of this. He tells Angelina that she will be paid $500 every shoot and gives her the address of a photographer named Vaughn. Angelina Jolie, on the other hand, is offended by Bobby's words and storms out. The next day, we see Angelina in her home, together with her sister Jojo. Angelina enters the kitchen to prepare a meal for Jojo. They had to go to bed hungry because there was nothing to eat in the kitchen. Now, because Angelina is in desperate need of cash, she agrees to have her nude photo shoot done after much deliberation. When Angelina arrives at Vaughn's studio the next day, he is informed that he will be paid $300 per day. Angelina was only going to do this work for one day, so she agrees to work for $300 as well. Then she starts working on her nude photo shoot. Bobby, who is also a model, arrives at the same time. Bobby drops Angelina off at her house late at night and then gives her advice that she should no longer participate in such photo shoots, but Angelina ignores Bobby's advice and returns to her home. Angelina was now furious with her family. As a result, San Francisco considers itself to be swift. She also tells her best friend Andrew about it. Andrew expresses his willingness to accompany her because he cares about Angelina. Andrew didn't want her to be alone, so he didn't let her go. After that, Angelina drives to San Francisco with Andrew the next day under the guise of going to school. They stay in a hotel in San Francisco after arriving, and they both sleep in the same bed. We learn that Andrew adores Angelina Jolie but is unable to tell her. Then the next day, they both set out to find a flat for themselves, which they did via the internet, whose owner was a teen boy named Paco, and because to the low rent, the two of them began to live there. During this time, Andrew and Paco become good friends, and Angelina first informs her mother of her whereabouts. Angelina Jolie's mother is furious after hearing this, and Jojo feels terrible. Because Jojo required her, and Angelina abandoned her and walked away, Jojo refuses to speak with her. Andrew looks after Angelina because she is in a bad mood. Angelina goes out the next day to look for work and ends up working as a waitress in a strip club. Andrew, on the other hand, attends the party with Paco and has a great time. In the club, a young man named Francis notices Angelina, and she likes him right away. Then a friend of Francis makes a mistake and is thrown out by security. And it is for this reason that Francis must depart from this location. Angelina Jolie meets a lady at the same club where she discusses her nude photo shoot. She tells Lady Angelina that she should do this work here as well because the same photo shoot will pay her $800. After hearing so much money, Angelina too starts to think, and she decides to do this work. Following that, Angelina arrives at a studio, where she meets director Margaret, which raises a lot of questions for Angelina, such as whether or not she has become intimate with any of the girls. Or does she have any reservations about doing any scene? After all of this, Angelina Jolie's video shoot begins, in which she transforms into a schoolgirl and then performs admirably in the video. As a result, everyone praises him much. Margaret also compliments her after the shot is completed. Angelina goes to the club after the shoot, where she sees Francis again. Then he invites her to join him for a walk to the art exhibition party. Angelina gets ready to walk to the event, which was hosted by her mother. She returns home in the evening and begins preparing for the party, but Andrew is not pleased. because Andrew and Angelina have a movie date planned for today. Angelina Jolie, on the other hand, cancels her movie plans in order to attend the party. After that, Angelina joins Francis at the exhibition party. It begins with inquiring about Francis' mother, Angelina, getting a job in a strip joint, which Francis dislikes. Therefore Francis afterwards apologized to Angelina for his mother's behavior, which Angelina accepted without hesitation. Because Francis was a drug addict and did not hide Angelina's true identity, he offers drugs to Angelina as well. Both of them go to the terrace and start kissing there, and then both of them enter the relationship from there. Then the next day, we see Angelina at her shoot, where she is dressed as a nurse and through a photo shoot. Angelina Jolie appears when she returns home after the shoot. Margaret, on the other hand, is shown in her home, where her mother and Jojo are also visiting her. Her girlfriend Jillian comes here as she is looking at Angelina Jolie's photos. She discusses Angelina Jolie with Margaret. We also find out here, Margaret has begun to like Angelina Jolie on the inside. Margaret visits the club after talking with Jillian. Angelina Jolie was also present, and Margaret began to hide her. There was another actress present who understood Margaret's feelings for Angelina. She also thinks Angelina Jolie is ideal for Margaret. Margaret begins to smile after hearing this. She then returns to her home after a while. Jillian and Margaret have a fight over Angelina as soon as they enter the house. When Angelina's mother, Frances, learns about it, she asks Angelina to introduce him to him. And Angelina takes everyone to a restaurant to meet Frances, but Frances is unable to go due to work obligations at the last minute. Angelina's mother notices this and tells her to stay away from these boys since they always cheat, according to her. But Angelina pays little attention to this because she believes Frances must have worked hard. The next day, Angelina's mother approaches her and asks for money, claiming Jojo is in a lot of pain in her stomach. And because he doesn't have enough money to pay for Jojo's treatment, Angelina promises to help him out. On the way, Angelina meets Francis, who apologizes to her. Angelina forgives him for not being able to see his mother yesterday. When Angelina returns home, she leaves for her shoot in the evening. As a result, Jojo informs Angelina that her mother lied to her. In addition, his stomach remains unaffected, because Angelina had discovered the truth. So her mother departs with Jojo, and Margaret appears in the studio, who was doing a shoot with another girl, but when he sees her, he thinks of Angelina. As a result, she takes a break by stopping the shoot in the middle, and Angelina Jolie arrives to greet her. Margaret enjoys talking to Angelina, and a lot of things begin to happen between the two. After that, she returns to her shoot. The shoot today takes a long time, and Margaret is running late. He was supposed to go to the party with Jillian today, but Margaret arrives late and she gets into an argument with Jillian as a result. Jillian gets intimate with Margaret after returning from the party to vent her anger, and then she leaves him in the house the next morning. Angelina Jolie and Andrew go for a walk in the park on the same day. Angelina informs Andrew that she is now going to start shooting with the boys in order to earn more money. Andrew, on the other hand, does not like hearing all of this, which is why he forbids Angelina from doing it, but Angelina refuses. She then proceeds to her shoot. When we arrive to the shoot, Angelina was visibly nervous because she was about to shoot with a girl for the first time. Then comes the shooting. Angelina Jolie excels in this role. After the shoot, Francis comes to pick up Angelina, and Francis forbids Angelina from doing similar shoots in the future. Angelina explains to him that he doesn't want Angelina to be intimate with more than 4 or 5 people. That this is his work for which he is compensated, but Francis does not agree, and the two of them get into an argument about it. Francis's car is involved in an accident as a result of this. And then he abandons Angelina and flees, which causes Angelina to return home upset. Where Andrew was masturbating while watching Angelina's videos, Angelina notices and becomes enraged. Andrew tries to persuade her that the entire world watches her videos as she packs her belongings and departs. So why can't he see? The two begin to argue over it, and Angelina finally asks Andrew whether he loves him. Whether Andrew is speechless, and Angelina exits. Angelina is distraught after her altercation with Andrew, so she goes to a nightclub. In a few words, he meets Margaret, Angelina tells him her entire story, and they both fall asleep. And then they both start kissing, and Angelina goes to Margaret's house, where they are both intimate. Then Angelina and Margaret begin to live together, and Angelina begins to direct adult films. And Angelina and Margaret begin their happily ever after. And with that, the film comes to a close. I hope you enjoyed it, as always until next time.